Welcome back to another episode of Ashuza's Talk. Ashuza Talk. I always mess up that thing. Let me do it again. Hi guys, welcome to the Ashuza Talk podcast, and this is episode number 3, and we're back on track. We're really back on track. We're back on our topics, and today I have an exciting topic for you guys. But before I get started, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ashuza Family. I think I'm going to change that name. And do not forget to follow me on Spotify, Ashuza Talk. That's the name of the Spotify. And on TikTok as well, my name, Jemima Ashuza. Do not forget to follow me there. My Instagram, I'm going to put every single thing here so that you guys can know and you guys can follow me, so that you stay tuned with every single thing. And whenever you have like a topic that you'd want me to just talk about, or just like something you guys want me to, address, just come to me in my inbox on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. I don't really use it, but yeah. So in today's topic, we're gonna be talking about the advantages of marrying young. So like my whole heading is basically gonna be, why should you marry young? Why should we marry young? I got married at 19. And that raises a lot of conversation when people hear it. Like, as soon as people hear it, I got married at 19. Oh my God, you destroyed your youth, Jemima. Why did you do that? Oh, the girl was. And many people are raising up assumptions and saying that I got married at 19 because I was running away from my stepdad. That is not the case. I got married at 19 because I feel like that's the best decision, and that's literally the best thing I can do. And the reason why, it's because like I wanted to settle down ever since I was like, what, 17. I wanted to settle down so bad, but my mom was like, you need to finish school first, you need to graduate. So I graduated high school, and then thankfully I had a boyfriend at that time, and the guy, my husband, wanted to actually get married young too. But I don't think he wanted to get married that young, but he wanted to get married young as well. So yeah, guys, and it has been the best. Soon we're making 2 years in marriage. Many people are like, we're gonna give you a year. Yeah, we're made 2 years. Yeah, try that. And now we have a baby, because they say when you have a baby, it's gonna put a test on your marriage. Yes, it is. Everything is gonna put you on a test, but yeah, our son is soon like what, 9 months, and we've been married for 2 years soon, and it just feels so surreal, and I really enjoy it. And I would really encourage all of you guys, after this podcast, I really want you guys to take a look at your life and really be like, oh shoot, this is what I want for myself right now. I'm not forcing you guys, so people do not come and attack me, be like, Jemima, she told us we need to get married young, so I'm gonna go marry a drug dealer. Do not do that. No, you need to find the right partner. It needs to be the right partner. And I'm gonna cover up in my next episode, how do you know that this is the right person for you. And I feel like I went in details a little bit about it in my first episode when I was talking about love and lust. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely go check that out. So let's just get onto the topic of today. So why should you marry young? And what is considered young? And what is young? So I'm gonna, and every single time as I talk, I usually talk from my point of view, what I see, what I think. So for me, what I think is young is like 18 and below. But no, you can be 18 and you're an adult and you're grown, but like 17 and under, you're still young. So I think 18 and above, it's really decent. But many people be like, wait until you're 25, wait until you're 27, wait until you're 30, that's when you're mature enough. That's really not true, and it's not even scientifically proven that when you're 25 you automatically know who the right partner is, you automatically do the right choices. If anything, I feel like if you're 20, 25 plus, I feel like your brain stops thinking, and you start thinking with pressure. Like, oh my God, I'm on pressure. I need to get married. I need to do this. And you stop being on pressure instead of actually taking a chill and, taking those small steps forward. You don't do that because now you're literally competing with time. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, I believe that marrying young is really good for mostly the girl, because I feel like girls, we do age faster than guys. So like, let's say you get married at 20, right? which is the best decision, not gonna lie. You get married at 20, you start having kids at like what, 22. By the time you reach what, in your 30s, you're gonna be done giving birth already. And trust me, that thing, you really want to get on with it. Why am I stuttering? You really want to get on with that thing as soon as possible, start giving birth. And yeah, but the main reason as to why, so I believe that it's so good to marry young is because you get to build each other up. And I'm not talking about those girls that go out there and then get married to like old men, like 60 plus, and then they'll be like, I mean, I found him with money, this and this. There's nothing you can do as a girl that's best for you than actually finding your guy in a certain situation, in a certain economic, what is it called in English, economy situation. I would advise women to get guys that have a mentality, a rich people mentality. Do not go just for rich guys, but go with guys that have already a rich people mentality, because they're gonna work towards being rich and you guys are gonna build it up together. Imagine building your wealth from the ground with your partner in your 20s. In your 20s, yeah, you're building up yourselves. And many people do mistakes and be like, I mean, I don't want to get married young because my life is good, my life is like this. You know why your life is good? Your life is good because you're living in sin. Yeah, you have moved in with that guy, you guys are fornicating. That's a sin, that's a no according to the Bible. The Bible tells us, let me bring for you that verse, because as I said, I like speaking in verses. So that verse is in the book of First Corinthians. Basically, the whole First Corinthians 7 is talking about marriage. So First Corinthians chapter 7 verses 9, it says, but if they can't control themselves, they should go ahead and marry. It's better to marry than to burn with lust. So many of you guys out there, you're burning with lust and you're literally living when you're lasting. And then after that, when you get a guy that's lasting for you, which is wrong, by the way, because the desire of lust can disappear, and when it disappears, their love will disappear, right? So when you get a guy that lasts for you, you're gonna think that it's love, you're gonna date him, you're gonna do it, but he's gonna leave you later on when you're old. And that's why many of you guys right now, you've settled and you've moved in, you started being a wifey to a guy that hasn't even put a ring on your finger. And then after that, the guy is gonna leave you. And then when you're in your 20s, like 26, 27, and then you literally be like, oh my God, what should I do? You start stressing because you guys now are leftovers. I'm sorry that I need to say that, but you guys are leftovers, because you guys are sitting down right now, sinning, fornicating, and looking at people that are settling and getting married. You're like, it can never be me. I'm still enjoying life. I'm still enjoy life, but later on, just know you're going to be one of the leftovers. And as young children, we're going to be laughing at you because we're sitting in our marriage, enjoying, building ourselves. And yeah, but then for you, you're sitting down there crying over a man, because many of, like, today's society, many people who are 20 plus, like 25 plus, they're single not by choice, but they're single because they always bump into these men that are already married, and these men that want second wives. You guys are going to end up being second wives because you want to enjoy life, because you want to live life to the fullest. Your 20s are to enjoy. Who said your 20s are to enjoy? You can still enjoy with your man. So I don't understand why people have that thing in their brain that says that as soon as you get married, your freedom is not there anymore, unless you're not loyal. But if you're a loyal girl, like, why wouldn't you want to settle young? And I don't understand. If you guys really have any things to say, put them in the comment down below, because I don't understand. Why wouldn't you want to get married young? You can travel with your man. You can explore a lot of things with your man. And you know that that's your property. There is nothing that's more disgusting than sharing a man with another girl. Needless to say, even a girl who's a class below. Most of you guys are in relationships, but a guy is actually dating another girl who's much younger than you. And let me tell you this one thing, because you guys are really comfortable sinning and nobody's making you guys feel guilty, but I'm gonna make you guys feel guilty about it. So look, right now you are spending your 20s sleeping around with men, fornicating. But one thing you should know, men, when they're gonna settle, when it's their time to settle, when they're gonna settle down, they're not going to look for a girl who has been touched. They're not gonna look for a girl who has been sleeping around with men. No. Men are going to look for women that have kept themselves. And sadly, those are the same men that literally destroy women, but you make yourself available. You make yourself priceless. You make yourself cheap because you think he's going to marry you. So if you think he's going to marry you, then why don't you give him time to marry you? Instead of literally living with him and giving your whole body to the guy. This thing our parents used to tell us, like, if a man sees your body as a girl and now he knows your body, the respect that he had for you before disappears. I used to be like, my mom is a joke, my mom is lying. But sadly, guys, if that guy that you're dating is not your husband and he doesn't love you to the fullest, he's gonna use you and then he's gonna leave you, and then he's gonna be one of those people that are laughing at you and then being like, yeah, I settled down with this girl, she's much better than this one, yada yada. But so I think it's much better to settle down with a husband that loves you, with a man that you have examined yourself and seen that, okay, he has potential. Because not gonna lie, nobody knows a person 100%. Not even us. I don't even know myself 100%. I can even be like, tomorrow I'm gonna film my podcast. I think that I'm gonna film it, but tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and change my mind. My body has different plans. I want to just lazy out. I just want to hang out with my kid, with my husband. You don't know yourself 100%, because some things you might feel like, I got the hang of it, but you don't have the hang of it. So the advantages of marrying young, you save yourself a lot of stress. Because imagine just sitting there and you're like, one day I'm gonna settle. One day I need to find a husband. Will I also be a mother? Will I also settle? Will I also have my one person? So for me, I'm speaking from my point of view or my perspective, but I used to stress over those things, being like, am I ever gonna get married? Does anybody out there love me? Will somebody love me? I don't know. I think like nobody will love me. Like, what do you mean? How does a person find their person? Like, it felt like it's like an impossible task, but it's something that was like lingering around my head like all the time, constantly. Because constantly, why can't I pronounce words? Constantly, because like I was so afraid of being a leftover. And many of you guys, the reason why you're leftovers is because you don't want to settle. So if you do not want to be a leftover, you should settle. Because if you're 26 plus and you're not married, just know you're a leftover. You can be beautiful, you can be good, just know you're a leftover. And on top of that, if you're fornicating, I can understand you're 26 and you're waiting for your man. Maybe you want to get married at 30. You're waiting for your man, but you're not like, in these worldly things, fornicating and living the best life that you can. I can agree, okay, fine, settle, but just know one thing. There is no joy in living alone. There is no joy in being single. There is no joy of being, So if you do not settle down at a young age, like later on in life, there are priorities that we have that we need to also have, because or else we're not gonna manage, or else we're not gonna live in this world like as the society wants us to, because sadly there are norms that we need to follow in this world. So if you do not settle down early, you're gonna want to settle down later on, but it's gonna be late. And many people in your age, they're gonna be already forward. They're gonna be like, they've left you already, and now you want to go back to that step, because in life there are stages. So if you say like, okay, let me prioritize career first, and then I'm gonna take marriage, and I'm gonna take children. But the other people that prioritize marriage, career, children, and then marriage, children, career, there are many different things. But either way, in every single thing that you do it on time, because we don't have time. You might be like, I'm enjoying life, I want to go out clubbing, I want to go out and be free, but then that's where your end is going to be, and then you're going to end up dying when you're not married. How sad. That's so sad. Imagine dying when you're not married, guys. That's so sad. And in this world, like, we might want to live to the fullest. Everybody wants to live a good life, right? You can still live a good life when you're married. I don't know why people make marriage seems so evil. Marriage is hard because it's another person's feelings that you need to put in front. And if you're a selfish person, sadly, you're not going to handle marriage, because marriage is something that you need to sort of accept sometimes when you're doing wrong. And as girls, we don't like accepting. It's so hard, but I mean, you get the hang of it, but there's nothing that's so good than having your partner there, doing things together, growing together, building your finances together, studying together, because you can do all these things and you have a partner. Do not tell me that just because you're married, you're all of a sudden in a prison. You're all of a sudden blocked from opportunities, blocked from a lot of things. I don't know why people want to make it sound like that, but it's not like that at all. If anything, marriage, the reason why a lot of people do not want to run into marriage is because they want to still live in their sinful nature. And if we still live in our sinful nature, we're doing our own desires and we're not doing what God wants us to do. And that's why you see many of us, like, we are stuck. And the moment you want to settle down, maybe that's not the moment God wants you to settle down, because every single thing serves God's time. Maybe you want to settle down when you're 50. Oh, God forbid, not 50, but like, let's say 30, right? But God's plan for you is to settle down when you're 20. If you miss that chance of yours because maybe you're prideful, men are coming to you and you're trying to pretend you're like, I'm better than them, I want a rich guy, I'm waiting, I'm doing this, you're just in your showing off era, just know that chance is gonna skip you and go to another person. And then now when you want to settle down, the only people that are gonna be there, the only choices they're gonna have to choose from, married men. And all of you women that sleep with married men, thunder will fire you. Thunder will fire you from Monday to Sunday, because what do you mean you're sleeping with other people's men? Like, go find your own man. Like, is it my fault that you're a leftover? No, but many of you guys have made it your mission to literally destroy other people's marriage. Why should I settle when I can just sleep with married men? Just know, what you reap is what you sow. Right now you're not seeing the repercussion of whatever you're doing, but it still comes. For as long as you're still here on earth, you're still gonna pay for whatever you're doing. Do you know what I mean? So it's much better for you to know that, okay, I have my one person and I'm not gonna stress over this, but many of you girls out there, you're not even loyal. You're not loyal, and that's why you're afraid to settle down. Many of you guys, you do want to settle down, but as I said, leftovers, you don't have any choice to break from. And then you have this guard up and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to get married. Yeah, I don't want to get married. Why are you rushing? What's the rush, sis? Like, who said you're rushing to marriage just because you got married at 19? Who said you're rushing? That's maybe my perfect time. That's the time that I see I want to settle. I want to get married. But who are you to tell me that I'm literally rushing? Who chooses what's rush or not? Like, okay, now today I'm telling you guys, if you're not married, 26 plus, and you're not married, just know you're a leftover, and just look back on your life, because you've done a lot of things. God has given you many chances to settle, but you're not settling. And you've spent most of your life fornicating, doing a lot of stuff that are not pleasing God. And all of a sudden you want to settle, but now you're like a billboard, because everybody knows you. You're like, yeah, you're the guy that you've dated or slept with, you, that have hanged out with you, hanged you out there, and people know about your body and everything, and now you're ashamed of going out and everything. Just know there is no joy in just sleeping around with a man that is not yours. It's the same thing as playing around with an expensive thing that is not yours. You always need to be playing with it, but you're careful. But many people like go out there and start showing off, like, it's my thing, it's my iPhone 17 Pro Max, but it's not yours. And then you end up cracking the phone, and then you need to still pay for the phone. Ouch. So just know, hang out with something, or just have your iPhone 17 Pro Max and know it's mine. I can throw it on the floor, it's gonna break, but I'm gonna fix it. That's how it is also with marriage. Just know, every single thing that we do in this world, we do not have time. Block every single person that tells you you still have time, babes. Block those people, because you don't have time, babes. Time is literally not on our side. So it's much better for us to settle. There are many good things of getting married young. As I said, you're gonna build yourself together, build your economy together, and it's so hard for a guy to leave you when he knows that you guys have built something together from the ground. If he still does leave you, just know he was not yours from the beginning. That's why you need to do always smart choices. And I'm not sitting here saying that I'm Mrs. Perfect, I'll find my man and he's never gonna cheat on me. I'm confident and I know for a fact that he will not. But if he does, I'm just a human, God forbid, but he won't. But just stop being like, every single man is gonna cheat anyways. Men are like this. No. You don't know, men. that's what I had for you guys in today's episode. Just know marrying young is the best thing so that you don't end up being a leftover and then you start sitting down being bitter about other people that are married, about other people that did that choice before, like, earlier in life than you would have. And now you're sitting down being bitter, hating on these people, hating on the people that are married, hating on marriage in general, just wanting to be like, I'm just gonna be around, sleeping around with men. That's the one. Just know there's no joy in that. You're gonna know why HIV is spelled in capital letters if you do not leave other people's men alone. You leave other people's men alone. Go find your own man. I mean, if you're a leftover, guys, I'm so sorry that I'm so direct in this podcast, but it's because many people do not want to hear this, but I'm gonna still tell it to you because you guys are just out there, just thinking that you're doing the best choice, but you're not. So yeah, that's all that I had for you guys in today's podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm gonna see you guys again in the next episode next Friday. Just stay tuned because it's just gonna get juicier and juicier. And as I said, if you guys have any topics that you guys want me to take and you guys want me to cover, just feel free to comment down below or just DM me in my social media handles. Yeah, and I'm gonna check all of them. And just know I love you guys and thank you for listening to the podcast.